I'd like to begin by saying that I have no pants right now.
All right. Hello and welcome to Negative Space, an art podcast by art students.
Yeah, we're going to talk about art today, which is something that has not happened in a while.
It has been like a year.
It's been almost a whole year, I guess. No, it's been like maybe like 7 or 8 months since our last episode.
That's tragic.
I know, it's tragic.
My name is Simone.
I'm Sam, and today we have some special guests. Yeah, so let's introduce Lindsay. So say hi, Lindsay.
Hi, I'm Lindsay.
Lindsay is my roommate. She also goes to Art Center. And then we have, on this side of the table, we have Gwendolyn.
Oh, hello, how are you doing?
So this is going to be the rest of the podcast, just Gwen talking to the mic like that.
Yeah, that's her natural voice, by the way. Yeah, so Gwen and Lindsay are also students at Art Center. They're friends, and we're hanging out. And Brandon's in the back here. You want to say hi, Brandon?
Hello.
We're sorry.
Brandon's not participating. He's just sitting there doing his
little...
homework. All right. So today's topic, we're going to talk about drawing in public, which is something that we've been doing a lot lately. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. So, by the way, this episode is going to be explicit, so don't listen to this.
Put that fucking not safe for work rating on it. We are ready to go.
Yeah, guys, stop fucking swearing, okay? Fucking heck.
It feels so good to let loose.
Yeah.
Can't believe you.
Nice.
I always let loose.
God, I'm gonna have to fucking bleep this episode now, Simone. Thanks. Oh man. Oh god, it's so hot today.
It is really hot. Like,
it's
this is the middle of November. And
I'm wearing long pants.
It's like 85
I'm wearing
right
barely
now.
pants.
Just how I like it.
Oh yeah, Lindsay?
Oh yeah.
Well, it's good that we've already
I had a
established
shame.
this is explicit.
Lindsay was bragging just a minute ago about how her conspicuous lack of pants. But of course Brandon came in, so she had to go.
Oh, I came in. She was
Sudden
pretending
panic.
Right,
Your face
yeah.
turned so red. So cute.
Did it really?
Yeah, it turned really red.
Oh.
So are you saying all it yourself?
Yeah. I know, because I can't see myself turning red. That's like,
Okay, so, Gwen and I have been taking a couple classes that require us to do a lot of drawing in public, so that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to share some fun stories. But, wait, Lindsay, are you taking any classes that have to make you draw in public?
No, but I have before.
What about you, Simone?
No, I'm just taking beginning painting right now. Like, everything else is just normal, like, science, history,
Math for
English.
liberal arts.
Yeah.
Where did you go again?
I'm going to Cal State Fullerton,
Gotcha.
so I'm majoring in art, though.
Oh my gosh. So, the number one thing that I guess we do, a lot of artists do, is go out in public and draw other people. Like, go to coffee shops and stuff and draw other people. And, okay. So, we can all agree that the worst thing that can possibly happen is you're drawing someone and then they see you looking at them.
God.
Awkward.
I just make eye contact.
Keep the full eye contact.
Oh no! Don't do that!
No.
Anything but that!
I don't know. I just stare at them, and then I look back down, and I just continue drawing, because at that point, they
already
that I'm
know.
drawing. Yeah. So I'm just like, all right, buddy.
This is how it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's like...
No, Lindsay, if you go full out, you should make eye contact with them and go like, lick your lips.
God. Make eyes, just make bedroom eyes at each other.
The look on Sam's face for that split second was like one of very subtle shock and horror. Alright.
Oh man, no, whenever people see me, I like look down really fast and be like, no, I'm just drawing this.
This bench.
I'm just drawing something. I'm drawing my feet.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, no, I do I just pretend to act as normal as possible. I look at them for as long as I need to, and I go back to drawing and I look up. Because like, at that point...
Make them feel awkward.
You know, whenever I get caught drawing someone, I just like give them a really apologetic look like, I'm sorry, I know.
It's worse when they don't see your sketchbook and they think you're just looking at them.
Yes!
Right?
Yeah, see, this is why I feel like I'm not afraid to just stare at them, because I hold my sketchbook pretty high up.
Yeah.
So it's
Like you just like lift it a little bit higher to make sure that they see it.
Yeah.
I don't know, sometimes it's awkward, but sometimes it's really cute. Like, I was drawing at Macy's once, and this guy had a dog with him, and I was drawing his dog, and he was like, oh, like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I just drew your dog. And he's like, oh, that's really cute. And so I ended up, like, taking the picture out, and I gave it to him. And he showed it to us, like, he's like, look, you got your portrait done. But that was really cute. Sometimes it's nice.
Cat once, but he didn't care.
I remember there was
unimpressed.
It's always nice to go to like the really public places and then draw like in the zoo or something like we've done for certain classes. But I went before Art Center and I would always go to the Komodo dragons. and there would always just be these floods of children because it's the zoo. So
and they're called dragons.
Of course. What kid wouldn't go to the dragons?
Yeah.
Obviously. So I'm sitting there and I'm just sketching, and then these kids come up and it's like, "Oh my god, how did you get so good?" And I was like, "Well, son, what you have to do is that you see this Komodo dragon right here. What you have to do is that you have to look one of them in the eye." And then slit its throat under a blood moon and sacrifice it.
You can only draw what you have killed with your own 2 hands.
Oh
Yep.
shit! That kid
That
stared
sounds
me
right.
dead in the eye and then walked away.
Oh man.
I know he's an artist now.
That's hilarious. Oh god, the zoo. I mean, okay, so Gwen and I are taking a class called dynamic sketching, so 90% of the class is drawing on location. But you know, there's a huge difference between drawing on your own and drawing when you're in a group, like a class.
Yeah.
Because
speed.
well, no, but also people treat you differently, like really differently. Like people see that you're in a class with other people, and they'll say like, "Oh, look, it's like an art class," and they'll like stay far away from you.
Yeah,
you know.
Respect.
And
Just
when
avoid it
it's
as much
just
as
you,
possible.
like suddenly you become really fascinating, and everyone feels like they like gotta come up and talk to you.
Well,
Yeah.
because
Ronnie.
when you're alone, they're more likely to think that you're a professional, right? Like if you're in a class,
Oh,
they
yeah.
know that you're in a class.
Yeah.
But if you're alone, they're just like, "Oh, it's an artist," and they're like, "I wonder if this is like
Ar-
some
artist,
famous person. Maybe I
capital
can get
A.
drawn." And it's just
Yeah.
Either that or they treat your time as their time for them to waste for you.
Oh god.
No,
Oh,
I had
man.
something to do today.
Gwen, we have to talk about the car show.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Oh,
alright,
Oh,
so-
Greg. Let's talk about
Let's
your
talk about Greg. So every year at Art Center, there's this vintage car show. So like, yeah, a lot of people like bring, because you know, Art Center is really famous for its transportation design. So we host a car show, and students get in for free. For a class called Creative Perspective, we didn't have to go, but it was optional. We could go to the car show to draw cars because we were doing cars that week.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and so, you know, our teacher was like, yeah, you can go bring your sketchbook and, you know, like do some drawings and I'll give you extra credit. And so, but the thing is, like, not a lot of people from our class went. So it was like maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 of us maybe at most.
Yeah.
And we were like split up. And so we were just like standing there like drawing the cars, and oh my god, I got approached no
Greg.
less than like 10 times, maybe 15 people.
Adults.
Random
Old
adults.
men.
Like random people who were just like sometimes it was nice, like some guy come over, he just looked over my shoulder and he was like, "Nice job," and I was like, "Thanks."
that's cute.
Yeah, and then so there's like 3 tiers, right?
Mhm.
Like bottom tier is like people who are just like, "Cool, like nice drawing," and then they move on. Second
harmless,
tier
yeah.
is like people who were like, they like want to ask you like a question, is like, "Oh, are those markers?" Or like, "Oh, like, you know, are you in a class here?" And it's like, "Yeah," and then they move on. Okay, third tier is Greg. Third tier is number 1, people who used to go to Art Center, or people who 2 know a lot about the car you're drawing and need to tell you everything they know about the car that you're
Oh,
drawing.
yeah.
And number 3, people who own the car that you're drawing.
Yeah.
Okay, tier 1, I had some people who were like ex-Art Center students come to me and they'd like talk, like this one lady, she was really nice, but she was like, "Yeah, you know, when I came here in like the 60s, I was the only girl in the program," and it was cool, like she was
Yeah.
like talking.
It's just like kind of interesting.
yeah, it was cool, and I was like, "Cool, like you're taking a long time to talk to me," and I got but it's okay, I'll listen to you, it's really cool.
Fine.
Tier 2, people like Greg.
Oh, Greg.
Oh my god, so this guy named Greg came up to me.
Wait, so you don't even know this guy outside of this context,
No,
but you
no,
know his name
absolutely
enough to.
I have to
Exactly.
tell you about this, okay? So this guy comes up to me, and he's like, I think he's just like a tier 1 guy. He's like, "Nice drawing." I was like, "Thanks." And then he's like, "You're drawing this car," and he starts telling me all about this car. He's like, "Look at the curves and the handles, and like this trim was like a, you know, they specifically made." Yeah, it's like, you know, like the roof is like, and I'm like, "Yeah, thank you, cool." And I'm trying to be a nice person and like trying to humor him and being like, "Oh yeah, that's, you know, that's really interesting."
Still trying to act a little busy.
Yeah, you know, like, can I get back to the drawing now? And no, he has to keep talking to me. And then he's done talking about the car I'm drawing, so he's like, "And if you turn around here, you can see this." And
Is he
he's
a
talking
tour
about
guide?
And now you see your new car.
It gets better. He's like, "Oh my god, can I take a picture of you?"
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, "Sure, you know, like, here's my
creative,
drawing."
creative.
And he takes a picture of me, and he's like, "Yeah, you know, I've seen a lot of other, like, Art Center students." And he's like, "I saw this other girl who, turns out it was Chelsea, our other roommate, we went together." He's like, "Yeah, I took a picture of her too." I was like, "Okay, that's great, that's very nice."
Nice.
Don't do
Nice.
that.
And he's like, "So how old are you?"
Oh my god.
And I was like, "Oh, you know, I'm like like 19, and he's like, listen, Sam, because he like asked my name, and he's like, he keeps saying my name. He says my name like over and over. He's like, all right, listen, Sam.
He said it like 1,000 times.
Yeah, he's like, oh man, like I gotta tell you something. There's this book that you gotta read, Sam. This book is called How to Be a Millionaire by the Time You're 40, something like that, like the 40-year-old millionaire. And he's like, listen, I used to do investment banking, and I would help my clients. We'd start at, you're young like this, you give me $1,000, I can make you a millionaire by the time you're 40.
Sounds like lies.
And I was like, thank you, Greg. And he's like, here, let me write down my email. And he takes my sketchbook and he writes down his email in my sketchbook.
In the sketchbook.
Yeah.
What the?
What?
It's beautiful.
And he's like, yeah, here, so just email me, like, we'll set this up, I've been retired for 11 years, but I just do this for people like you, because it makes my mom and dad in heaven happy. And I was like, thank you, Greg.
Whoa.
And he finally...
It's like, thanks, Greg's parents in heaven.
I am now a millionaire at 40.
Finally leaves. It's been, like, a solid 20 minutes where he's been talking to me, and I, like, go draw something else. 15 minutes later, he comes
no.
And this time I'm with Gwen and Chelsea.
Oh, not Chelsea,
Tiffany, another girl from our class.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're both there. And we're just like, hey, Greg.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, Sam, introduce me to your friends. And so I'm like, here's the character. And he took our picture again.
Yeah, he did. He was all like, all of these 3 beautiful artists.
So he's like, hold on, I think I missed the age part. He's like a guy in his 50s?
Really old, like 60s.
Oh, okay.
Old white guy, which is why, if he had been like a 30 or 40-year-old asking me how old I was, I would have been a little creeped out, because he was 60. I was like, I'm
Grandpa.
Kind of, yeah.
Hello,
Yeah,
Grandpa.
yeah, that's like fine,
You're obviously
whatever.
old.
It's
Use
like,
this
hey, Grandpa,
picture for
you
any
would
other
date me,
purposes.
Yeah.
right? You wouldn't do that to me, Grandpa.
Anyway, so that's the Greg story. That was fun. But I haven't told you about the third part of the third tier, which is people who own the car that you're drawing.
Oh my god.
This didn't happen to either of us. This happened to our
Tiffany?
Yeah, Tiffany, our classmate.
But she got $20 out of it.
No, that's the
She got $20?
Wait, listen. Okay, so she was drawing this Ferrari. She was just like standing there drawing it, and the owner of the car comes up, doesn't talk to her for like the first 10 minutes.
Just sits.
That's not weird.
He's just standing there looking over her shoulder, and then
Like,
he's
really
like,
intensely too.
yeah, super intense, and he's like, so how much are you selling this for? And she's like, oh, it's not very good. It's just like for homework. He's like, it's really nice. Here, I'll give it to you up front. And he pulls out his wallet. He takes $20 out of his wallet, and he just puts it in her pocket. Like he reaches.
Yeah, like. Buy yourself something nice.
I think
Puts
I
it
love
in her
this
pocket.
man.
Oh my
Can
God.
I have a deep conversation with him, please?
Puts it right in her pocket like she's a stripper or something.
I love it.
Amazing.
That is good. That is really
$20
good.
incredible. And he didn't even want the actual he didn't even want the actual drawing when she was done. He just wanted her to like send him a picture of it.
Yeah. He gave her
Okay,
his
yeah.
email and was like, just take
Yeah.
a photo or scan it for me.
Yeah. Anyway, that was we were laughing about that for a really long time.
I sometimes wonder if people like that are all like, oh, all these artists must be so like unencouraged. I'm just gonna like give them $20 so they actually seem like they're valid.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can make money.
Look, $20.
Hey, I don't mind.
$20.
$20.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was wild. I gotta say,
It was funny though.
that
was
was
a
pretty
nice
funny.
day.
It was good.
It was a nice day that our teacher didn't meet us there.
Yeah, Robert was like, oh yeah, I'll meet you guys there, and then he ended up getting stuck in traffic or something. He didn't show up.
He just didn't.
That doesn't sound like stuck in traffic. That sounds like stuck in bed at home.
Stop crying.
Anyways, that was a lot of fun. Do you guys have any other wild drawing in public stories?
The only other one is that when we were at I think it's not really wild. It's more like just whenever you go to the Natural History Museum, they're like a bunch of little kids.
Oh,
Everywhere.
kids.
And when we went there, it was also like a weekday, so it's like
Yeah.
the only people there
Yeah.
are like children on
Tour
field
groups
trips.
and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah. So we were there. We were drawing like all these taxidermied animals and stuff, and it was really good. But I was sitting on the floor, which is perfect height for small children to look over your shoulder.
Or come up and like just in your face.
Yeah, like and at one point I had like 5 of them around me, and they're like, oh man, look at her draw. Like they weren't talking to me; they were talking to each other.
like, oh
About
my god.
you?
Yeah,
Like you were an
like
exhibit.
right next to me. They're like, oh man, look at that.
That's their favorite exhibit at the museum.
Yeah,
You'll never be
exactly.
able to see it again.
Yeah, and then
Special
it's just like
exhibit today
and like
only.
children, they come in waves. So like they'll be there for like 10 minutes. They'll go away. I'll be alone for like a little bit, and then they'll come in waves again.
It's like
Child's
talking about,
tidal
like-
wave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just come in waves, and then occasionally they come with parents, and the parents will be like, "Oh no, look at their dress," and like occasionally the parents will talk to me. They'll be like, "Oh, like are you here for a class?" Or then I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here for a class." And like, "Oh, we're like, how'd you get so good? Like, did you do art from a young age?"
Did you
like,
art from a
Did
young
you?
age?
Yeah. Yeah, basically that, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, yeah," and then they're like, "Oh, child, you should do this. Oh, look at that," and I'd be like,
You too can be a poor art student
Yeah.
by the time you're 20.
Oh man, you know the worst part though? Okay, I don't know, this is like a really specific thing. When we were at the car show, every time they would talk about Art Center, they would put "the" in front of it.
The
They'd be
Art
like,
Center.
"We're so grateful to the Art Center for like."
That's not.
Exactly.
And
it's
so
like,
when people come up to you and you're like, "Oh, where do you go to school?" and you're like, "Oh, Art Center," it's just, you know, Art Center's a great school, but it's such a stupid sounding name to people who
is.
have never heard of it before.
It
it sounds so
is.
generic.
I know.
Yeah.
It sounds like Art
sounds like
Institute.
the Art Institute.
Art
Yeah.
Institute is a
God,
great
Art
school.
Institute
I
is
had-
a monstrosity of a
I was at
corporation.
another museum. I can't remember which one, but I was doing it for another class last term. But I was there, and I think this is the one where we were drawing faces, and Freeman was there.
Huntington.
Yeah, we were at the Huntington, and we were just doing work there. And I was off in a room by myself, but I had a really like kind of sweet interaction. There was some lady who came from what's the one in Florida?
The one in Florida.
Which
The
one
art
in
school in Florida.
Oh,
Ringling.
Ringling.
Yeah, I had a lady from Ringling who was visiting and just looking at museums here just because like
Aw.
she was retired.
That's
Yeah.
so lovely.
And like she walked by me a few times, and I was like, all right, this is maybe tier like 1 or 2. She wants to just like say
Yeah,
hi
yeah.
or whatever. And then she stopped and she was like, "Are you an art student?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And she was like, "Oh man, like I used to be an art teacher, and it's just really great to just see you like looking at all your work and like just like seeing all your work and stuff."
That's really
And I was like,
sweet.
And she was like, "Can I look at your other work?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure." And I showed her my sketchbook and everything, and she was just talking to me about like my stuff, and I was like, "Oh yeah, where did you teach it?"
Yeah.
Where did you teach? And she's like, "Oh yeah, I taught at Ringling, and like it was
Yeah.
really great and stuff." And then she's like, "Oh yeah, where do you go to?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I go to Art Center." And then she just had the blankest stare. She's just like, "Oh."
Oh no.
Oh my god.
That one that I absolutely know, yes.
Yeah, she's like, well,
yes, I know that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, and I was like,
That's
"Oh,
awful.
it's just right across the D." And she's like, "That's really cool. Maybe you should like check out Ringling sometime."
Go to my better school that I taught at also. Yes.
Yeah,
Why
and
is
then,
that always a thing?
Did you tell her you?
yeah,
applied?
I was like, "Yeah, I applied for like the game design or like the game art part program, and I got it." And she's like, "Oh yeah, really? Like you should have gotten." And I was like,
You should
Oh my god.
Instead of your tiny dinky art center.
Like she was super sweet about it, but like at the same time, I was like, "Yeah."
Dreams dashed.
Oh my god. Wow.
Lovely lady.
No,
Like,
I'm
that's
always-
all life is worth.
I'm always so excited when people know about Art Center, which is why when this guy approached me, okay, so one of the assignments we had to do for Creative Perspective was just do like location sketching in Old Town, which is like this nice, like really nice architecture, you know, like shops and stuff. And so we had to go and sketch. And so I went and I was like standing kind of in this, like on the sidewalk off to the back, like leaning against the wall or something, and I was drawing. And this guy comes up to me. And he's like, "Wow, that's like, you know, are you drawing?" And it's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Okay, tier 2, right?" And so he's like, "Do you go to Art Center?" And I was like, "Yeah, I go to Art Center." And it's like, I was like really surprised that he knew
That's
what Art
never
Center was.
the
And I was like,
first
"I'm
thing.
surprised, like, are you a student?" He's like, "No, you know, I go to like PCC." And I was like, and he's like, "Cool, can I see your other sketches?" And I was showing him my other sketches. And then this is where it starts to get like a little bit like, he was like, "Oh, can I see some of your other work?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, hang on, let me like pull up my phone." Also, number one awkward thing when you're trying to show someone your work on your phone and your phone won't load.
It takes like
It's like
it feels like 10 minutes.
I
Like
know,
it's just like, hold on,
so
it's just gonna take another minute.
Yeah.
It's just please.
Yeah. And so I pull up Facebook because it's the fastest way to show him like just my stuff. And he's like, "Oh, cool." And he's like takes my phone, he's looking through my stuff. He's like, "Here, let me add you on Facebook." And so he goes and he adds himself. He like friends me
God.
on Facebook through my phone.
That's not okay.
And I was like, "Cool, great." And I take my phone back and I leave. And I was like,
Who are you,
"Yeah."
sir?
Who is he? Is he still on your Facebook?
Has he ever messaged you or
No,
anything?
he's never messaged
He
me.
should-
I don't remember what his name is, and I have too many like Facebook friends to like just go through and look
So
for him.
popular.
But
Can
like,
you look at recent stuff?
huh?
Can you look at recent friends or something?
Oh yeah, probably. Should look it
That
up.
is
Anyway.
what?
That was
That's like another
Just
level
exists.
of
Yeah.
really creepy.
You know,
like it's
I
one thing.
couldn't tell if he was trying to hit on me.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I couldn't tell.
If he didn't follow up, he wasn't hitting.
Yeah.
But like,
Or
that's
maybe he
just
was just being a wimp after being weirdly forward. I don't know.
Chelsea.
That's weird.
Okay. Oh my God. I haven't told you about Chelsea's hit-on encounter. Do you want to tell?
Oh my God.
Just something about it.
So Chelsea was doing the same thing. She was in Old Town. She was just drawing on site, and like Sam, she was approached by some random dude, just some random dude, and he approached her and was like, "Hey, like I'm pretty sure the conversation would."
There was like no conversation.
Yeah.
She's telling me about this. There's no like, hey, what are you
There was no
drawing?
preemptive, like-
none of it. He just walks
Okay.
up to her.
he gives her one of those stamp cards for like a tea place,
Yeah.
and he says,
He says, if you ever want someone to draw with sometime, and it's got his number on it. Yeah. No.
Sorry,
phone,
I'm
no
sorry that the
context.
mic can't pick up how I'm just staring you in the eye.
Straight up. If you ever want someone to draw with. Who said it's like
If you ever want someone to draw, now that would be
Right?
great.
That
No,
would have been like a
I
little
can
more
just
confident.
Draw me like one of your French girls.
I can
Exactly.
just picture him like standing across the sidewalk, being like thinking in his mind, all right,
"What's
I
the
know
best
exactly
way?"
what
she's
gonna
an
go.
artist, like, all right, the best thing to say, and then he like walks up and he's like, here, and I bet he was like, oh yeah.
Oh man, it's so I'm so suave.
yeah.
The thing
The
is that
ladies' man.
he put it on like one of those stamp cards, like
Yeah.
for a tea place, for like a PMT place, and he's like,
You know, and that's the sort of thing where like it was too premeditated to just have been like a panic moment and you said something weird. Like
Yeah.
no, you went out of your way to write down if you ever want someone to draw with.
Yes.
It's not just like, hey, wanna out hang some oh fuck. It's not that. It's like
Outhang some. That is the best.
I mean, like, he took the time to write his phone number down, right? So
Yeah.
obviously he was
To her.
thinking,
Yeah.
he was like thinking real hard about what he was gonna say. And you know, the fact that he didn't follow that up with anything makes me feel like he knew
he
that
realized his
fucked up.
mistake.
He had to get out of there real
Oh,
fast.
that is really
Amazing.
good.
Yeah, no, you know, when you're drawing, I think when you're a girl, guys just see it as a, like an easier.
They're like,
opening
oh,
to
she's
talk
an
to you.
artist. I'll use this as my entry point.
well, we do have a male here.
Yeah, Brandon.
To learn from his point of view, like. But no, Brandon, what do you feel like? Have you ever been approached weirdly by someone?
Yeah, like
Did
when
a
you're
girl
drawing in
ever try to hit
public.
on you?
No, only kids.
Only
Oh,
kids.
man.
Only kids have tried to hit on you.
No.
Brandon, oh no.
No. In China, they're like very, very like. The kids in China like they'll like approach you more often to the point where they'll literally stand on you to see your drawing.
Oh my god, it's because Chinese people just like don't give a shit about your personal space. Wait, okay, I can say this because I'm Chinese, but like, we were
Like we can't see your face on the
just clear
computer.
this up. Oh my god, so when we were at the zoo though,
Oh,
we
no.
were like, there was like a bunch of Chinese tourists.
Oh my God.
Number one, Chinese tourists are so loud,
And
but like
Cantonese confirm.
Cantonese especially,
Yeah.
and like so like these Chinese tourists would like come up and they just like. You know, they just stare at you. Like they're like yeah, no, they just like come up behind you and like stare at you, like, and it's even funnier when they're speaking in Chinese to each other and they don't think you can speak Chinese, and then
God,
you
but why
just
would-
start talking to them.
You know, like every time I see an Asian person, I have like a little bit of part of me that is worried that they'll understand what I'm saying if I say something in Japanese. Like, you know, no matter how much I think, oh, they look like they're Korean, because there is like some
Yeah.
of that, like, but you just can never know for sure.
Yeah.
So a lot of Chinese strangers like assume I'm Chinese, and they'll start like trying to talk to me in Chinese, and I'll be like, I'm really sorry. I wish I could help you, but I don't speak that.
Okay.
I'm really, really
Wait,
sorry.
this is like not even that related to the topic, but Lindsay, Simone, has this ever happened to you where you go somewhere and there's like an old Asian person who doesn't speak English that well and they're trying to communicate something to a cashier or something?
Yes.
And instead of like, well, the cashier's like trying to help them, and then they just look at you and say,
Help me.
Yeah, I like, and you know,
happened to you?
I didn't understand what they were saying, but this has happened to me where like they were at the cashier and they needed help, and they just turned to me, and I was like, I can't help either.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry.
I've been on the receiving end. I've been as working in retail. I've been on the cashier side of it.
Uh-huh.
Just like, because I work at a ski rental place, so a lot of people, especially where we are, they're like, they don't speak English that well, but they want to go and rent some skis because they want to like experience the snow and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
And so most of the time I can like kind of like I can't really speak Chinese. I'm horrible at it. But I can kind of understand what they're saying, and I can kind of like direct them to where they need to go.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's just like there's just a different level where like they're trying to ask me about something, but I absolutely have no idea what they're talking about.
Oh, God.
And I just have to look at them and be like, I'm sorry, I don't speak Chinese. And then they'll say to me in Chinese, oh, you don't speak Chinese? And then I'll be like,
Is that what they're saying every time?
like, so yeah, and then like I don't want to like act like I speak Chinese when I don't understand them, so I just pretend not to know anything at all. So I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't
but
know.
the problem is you understood that they said that you don't speak Chinese. So if you acknowledge that it just makes the situation 10 times worse.
That's why I'm just like, I'm sorry, I don't understand you. Like,
Oh man.
That Asian life.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll like say something in Chinese, and if there's like no recognition on their face, I'm like, sorry, I can't help you. Like, it's the only language I speak. Like,
Yeah.
oh man. Anyway, that's wild.
Did
Yeah.
anybody else have you had any like public drawing stories, Simone?
God. Not like that many extreme ones. Like, I don't know, people at my college don't really seem to, because there's so many people at my college that they just kind of like don't really notice because they're preoccupied otherwise. So it's just like, shit. I just can draw whoever I want. The only problem is that nobody stays still for fucking long enough for me to draw them.
Oh, you know what? I was just talking to Lindsay about this the other day. But the number one thing that people always want to tell you about is their niece, cousin, aunt, uncle, who went to art school, is an artist. Like, that's like the number one thing they bring up.
Yeah, because they think, oh, it's so unique. But like, the amount of people that I've heard tell me their story of like, oh, my aunt does that. It's like, being an artist isn't really that rare of an occurrence.
It's like they expect you to know who
they are. Like, do you know them personally?
My aunt / niece?
Oh shit, I forgot the like funniest part of the Greg story too.
Oh no.
Okay, so Greg was like, oh, so, like, are you Chinese? And I was like, yeah, like, my parents are from Taiwan. And he's like, oh, wow. I think he grew up in the Bay Area. So he's like, I knew this Asian person.
That one Asian person that I once knew once.
It was like, but, you know, the worst part was that I actually did know who they were.
Oh, no.
Because it was
that's
Connie
really bad.
Chung.
You can't acknowledge it.
No, it was Connie Chung, who's the newscaster for Cron 4 in the Bay Area. Oh, he, like, went to high school with her or something. And he's like, yeah, you know, like, I knew this Chinese lady. I was like, oh, yeah, I actually do know her.
Damn it, Sam, you did
have said
that.
You know, that's the sort of thing where, like, even if you do, you just can't indulge them.
You're right.
Because it just perpetuates this weird...
I made a mistake.
Yeah.
It's bad.
You really wanged it this time.
I really done it bad. Oh, wait. I also remembered this other story from on location sketching from Creative Perspective when we were in Old Town.
Oh, boy.
Okay, Robert was telling us about some funny ones where apparently this guy who was an architect came up to one of his students a couple terms ago and was like, your perspective is wrong. And he started, like, ragging on her. And she started crying.
Oh, no.
That's really sad.
I know. This guy was like an
That
architect.
sucks. You don't say that to a
Asshole.
stranger.
I know. It's like some people just like,
he?
yeah, you know, like I gotta
I had
show...
to exert my artisticness.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm so much better.
Yeah.
Like, I personally don't mind my work being critiqued. Like, even if it's, like, some random stranger is an asshole, I'm like, you know, they say some...
Yeah. Anyway, no.
They say some rude shit, I'm just like, you know, I was like, well, they're a fucking asshole, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
You know.
Wait, okay.
Yeah,
But this other thing that happened, oh my god. This guy comes up to, it's like, me, I wasn't there actually, it was just Kurt and some other Asian kids in our class, and they were like just drawing, but the problem is they were like kind of in a clump and they were blocking the sidewalk a little bit, and this guy comes up and he's like, you guys are taking too much space on the sidewalk.
Oh,
like, this is America, like,
What?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
God, these fucking Asian people.
Wait, but that's the sort of thing where you would, like, he says you're taking too much space on the sidewalk, and you say this is America. That's how that works, not the other way around.
No, he was like being like weird and racist about it.
Oh, why?
And then, oh my god, and then, but he was wearing this like big like jacket, like this like kind of rain like waterproof jacket, black, and he was wearing like also like pants that were like dark, and he had his hood up, and he was sitting in the corner drawing, and I swear when I walked past him, I thought he was a homeless guy at first glance, and I was like, it's because he
kind of does.
It was just because he was like happened to be wearing those clothes that day, and this guy, this like old white guy comes up, and he's like, he stops in front of him, he's like, there were some police here the other day, like,
No!
it was really clear that he thought that he was a homeless guy who was just, like, squatting there.
That's ridiculous.
And, like, him with his, like, like, $30 sketchbook and, like, $100 worth of art supplies. Right?
Copic markers.
I know.
Actually, on that topic, have you guys ever felt, like, kind of awkward, like, because, like, sometimes I just take a walk and I start drawing, like, around neighborhoods, right? And, like, around neighborhoods, it's a little more awkward because you have to stand out in someone's house and
Yeah, this is
draw
like
their
people's
house.
personal space.
Yeah. And
You know?
so every
Yeah.
time I do that, I'm like, what if they look out their window, see me looking
And they get
into their
really
window,
weirded
drawing
out.
their window, like, are they gonna, like,
That's
think I'm super creepy? Like, that's what keeps me from drawing, like, in residential neighborhoods most of the time, but I do it anyways because
That's
I'm
like
creepy.
all right because you're drawing, and it's like pretty clear that you're drawing. What's really bad is when you're taking photographs.
Yeah,
Well, that's bad.
So we had to take photographs of dormers. Yeah, dormers are, so basically it's like when you have an attic and the roof is slanted, when part of the roof sticks out into like a window, like, yeah, anyway. So we had to take pictures of dormers for our class, and so me and Chelsea were going around trying to take pictures, and it was bad because it was also like dusk. It was like getting dark, and so we were like walking around with our like pointing our cameras at people's houses like in the dark, and all I can think was if someone looked out their window right now and saw us taking pictures of their house, they'd call the police. Like,
Yeah, seriously.
honestly.
Yeah.
That's like the worst when you like feel like you're invading people's personal space.
Yeah.
Like it's just you're just trying to draw because that's what you do, and you're not treating it personally. It's just art. But like when they see you, they immediately take it personally because they're like, oh no, this person has taken a personal interest in me to draw me, and it's like I feel bad because I've been on the receiving end of that too, where I saw someone drawing me and I was like, oh, like I didn't want them to feel awkward about it because I know what that's like. But if you're not in art, if you've never done art, you don't know what that's like to be drawing. So it's just
I've never noticed someone else drawing me.
When you're at art center, it happens a lot more often.
Yeah.
On the show
I've done
we'll
it
do
when
a
it's
lot.
friends, when I know, like...
Yeah, when it's friends, you're different because it's like, it's your friend.
Yeah.
But it's never happened to me that like...
that's like the best, like to draw your friend and just say, look, I draw you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Sometimes I'm walking behind like this couple and their young child and their dog out for a walk.
And
I'm
you're
falling
this
behind
creepy
the
girl.
I'm like have my backpack. I have like a bunch of like stuff in my hand and like kind of like disheveled and I'm walking around
Just
and like
this weird, like
like scuttling around like and then I just stop all of a sudden and they can see me stop and I stop and I turn and look straight at a house and like it just feels weird because they're probably just like this girl like what the fuck is she
Yeah,
doing?
you're right. When you're in like a large public area, like a city or something, and there's like a lot of people, there's like all kinds of people when there's like, a lot of people around. So it's like, there's like people doing weird stuff all the time.
Yeah, so nobody
it's,
really
like, not
cares
that
because
weird
it's
when
like
you
all
just-
saturated with weirdness.
Yeah, it's like you're just drawing, like not like the guy over there in the corner who's like preaching the Bible or something, You're just drawing. But when you're alone and it's like residential area, when there's not that many people, you stand out a lot.
Yeah. Because sometimes, especially around Pasadena, they have these little, like, rises for, like, their plants or whatever. Mm-hmm. And, like, it's, like, the perfect place to sit down and, like, draw, like, across the street. And so sometimes I do that, but sometimes I'm like, no, this is too close to their house.
They'll see me.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
they'll think I'm sitting on their property.
I just avoid residential areas in general. Like, it's not worth, like, that social, like, faux pas. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, something weird is whenever you go out and you take photographs, people will make an effort to not stand in front of your camera.
Yeah.
But when you're drawing, people will sometimes just stand in front of you.
Right in front of you.
And they'll look at your work while blocking you.
Like,
Well, because
hi.
I'm sure they're thinking in their mind, oh, well, they're an artist and they have it in their head. It's not just, like, the one shot. It's a hours-long process. But the thing is, like, you're eating, like, minutes out of that time.
Mm-hmm.
This happened at the car show a lot. Like, people would just come up and stand in front of you and, like, look at your drawing while blocking the car you're trying to draw.
They would even still stand there, even when I'm like, hi, I'm still drawing that car. And they're like,
and you're like crane around. Oh, okay.
They're just, like, watching you draw and they, hey, did you draw that?
Really?
Yeah.
All right, do you have tips for people, like people who aren't artists or people who even are artists? If you see someone in public who's drawing, do you have any tips for people? Like, how do you think we should treat other people who are drawing.
I say stay on the tier 1.
Tier 1 is fine.
Stay on tier 1, and unless you're like particularly moved, try to mostly leave them alone.
Yeah.
Like if it really has that much of an emotional significance to you, I guess you can like go and like talk to them about it. Like, but don't just talk to them for like 3 hours just because you feel like it.
Yeah.
Like that's not preferable.
I think don't talk to them for 3 hours, but if you do have an emotional connection with drawing, then I always enjoy the people who are really friendly. And
Of course, yeah.
Like, my grandfather was this awesome artist, and it's really good to see you doing this, and you're really good, and you know, it just enlightens your day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like what you should do is if you really feel like you have to say something and like talk to them about whatever they're drawing or whatever's going on.
Yeah, this isn't see something, say something. This is
I feel like keep it to like 10 minutes because you have to realize that they're probably
They are
on
working.
time limit. Yeah. And they are working, yeah.
And if you see someone drawing you, do you think, you know, I've never had it happen before, but I always wonder, like, would I just sit extra still? Like,
I do.
I
do. I try to like keep the pose that I'm
No.
even if I'm like doing something
Yeah.
like I'm
I would throw them into the deep end because it's like
Oh, no.
they're gonna deal with other people who are gonna be moving around. So like if I'm doing something, I'm not gonna purposely go out of my way and be like, all right, I have to set this down super slowly so that like they get all this motion. I'm just gonna do it normally because like they're trying to draw normal human beings in action, right?
Yeah.
Like,
But I feel
that's a
like,
good point.
I feel like if I was about to get up and leave, then I would like, you know, stick
Yeah,
around
if it's
for
something,
couple
if it's a
minutes.
situation, it's not like you know, I'm picking up a cup and drinking.
Yeah.
It's like I'm getting up and leaving entirely.
Okay.
That's when I
that part, I feel like I would stay for a little bit longer, but I wouldn't specifically go out of my way to like act still for them.
Yeah. Sounds like a good tip. All right. Anything else you want to share before we go into our one cool things?
I feel like a lot of people who might go into art and try drawing on site might have like a few reservations about it. Because like I know for me, the first time I did it, I was like, oh, it's so scary.
people are gonna see me seeing
Yeah.
them.
And like, or be like, oh, they're gonna like judge how I'm drawing and like be like one and tell me that I suck when I draw.
It's just like, you know, don't be, you know, you should still like hold to the social norms and be like
Yeah.
courteous to others when you're drawing. Like, cause let's be real, like there's no comfortable party when you're drawing in public.
Yeah.
Like if they notice you and you notice them noticing you, it's just like weird all
Everyone
around. And
is,
there's
yeah.
Unless
there's
you're
no
like me
preventing
and
that.
just maintain. I have this thing
God,
where I just maintain eye
Lindsay.
contact with
Yeah.
everyone though. So
It's always going to be a little uncomfortable, and you just like you have to deal with it, and you know it'll be a little less weird. It'll still be weird, but it'll be less weird
yeah.
the more you do it.
I
So
feel like-
just keep doing it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like if you're really afraid about that, start around your house, draw things around your house, and slowly move outside. Like it's a
Creep
lot.
out your family first.
Yeah, or like if it's a lot more fun to just sit in your driveway and like draw your
Yeah.
house or something, and then like move around your neighborhood and like places you're comfortable with before moving out to other places.
Yeah. Plus, if you were like worried about people judging you, just remember that like everyone out there is like not an artist.
Yeah,
like they're
most
gonna
of
look at
them.
they're gonna look at your drawing and be like, oh my god, that's like way better than what
Unless
I do.
they're that mean architect.
Right.
Yeah, unless they're that one mean architect.
But you
In
know,
that case, fuck them.
1 in a million. If you're really that unfortunate.
Then you
Just,
have,
like,
it's a
sucks.
good learning process, I guess. That not
Yeah.
everyone is gonna like treat you as a princess
Yeah.
or like a prince
Oh,
Yeah.
princess.
and bow down to
There's
you.
always going to be
Yeah,
some
princess.
asshole out there.
Yeah.
There's always going to be many assholes out there, so you might as well just forget them.
just draw their assholes.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah. That's the best part.
That's
Good.
That's great.
That's how life drawing works, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
exactly. You go
that's
for the asshole first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we transition into our one cool things? Because we got some links here.
We do.
Yeah. Lindsay, you want to start? Start with all our guests.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, so for people who don't know what one cool thing is, basically we're just gonna introduce something that we found that we like. Yeah.
So my one cool thing is the game Hyperlight Drifter, which is made by Heart Machine, and I think the link there is just Heart Machine's website, and it's the only game. that
It's
they've done.
heartmachine.com.
Yes. And so Hyperlight Drifter is an indie game that is man, I don't even know how to
Terribly
describe it.
punishing.
It's a very hard game if you're not really used to playing games, but it's so incredibly beautiful. Like it's done in a
Gorgeous.
style where it's like a pixelated style, like an 8-bit kind of thing, but it's just the colors are amazing.
And the
in it.
gameplay flows really well.
Yes, Gwen also knows this game.
I know this game.
And Simone, yes,
I have
your
to,
cool thing
I have to
anymore.
assert my authority.
Better video games.
know video games.
And-
Vid games.
Video games. And it's just everything about the game just appeals to my heart. It's my heart machine. But it just like the colors, how it plays, like just and like even the method of how it tells the story. It's very much a game where it doesn't tell you anything and you have to figure it out yourself, and or discuss it with like other people in the community. And I feel like that just it's just so nice. Everything, like, I really like that kind of appeal where like you have to figure things out on yourself, and like the story isn't just spoon fed to you. Like you have to do some level of thinking, and there is a difficult.
It's open to interpretation.
What kind of game is it? Is it like
action?
Yeah, it's an action game.
Action adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Hyper Light Drifter is more like along the lines of not hack and slash specifically,
But with
It's
inklings
similar
of-
to-
yeah, I guess.
Because it's all about fighting.
It's
But
kind
my-
of like a mesh of a lot.
But it's got
of things.
puzzles too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The main thing that always stands out to me, like when I see footage of it, is like the lighting in that game is really nice. Like it's pixel art, but it still has lighting.
The
and
lighting
it's just
and
like
the color.
really, yeah, it looks really
Phenomenal.
nice.
Wow.
It's got a great atmosphere.
And tells a story without words.
Yeah, there's
Or
no words
narration.
involved.
Really?
Yes,
None?
no words.
Sam sounds interested.
That I am interested.
have
There's a lot of games like that. I could show them
writing, but
to
it's
you.
Alien
idiot.
characters.
Yeah,
There's
they have-
nothing that makes sense.
They've got alien languages that last time I was looking at the subreddit for it, they were deciphering it.
That's cool.
So
That's
they're-
really
yeah.
cool.
Like they
Damn,
they
I
tell
should
the
finish
story.
watching KY play. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. They just tell the story with pictures. That's it.
Yeah.
It's
That's
literally
nice.
it's like storytelling at its most.
You know, there's a lot of video games that I hear and I'd be like, oh, I'd be interested in playing that, but I just never do.
Yeah,
do
well,
know.
that's why I love watching streams so much, just because
Yeah,
it's so much
exactly.
easier. Like, I don't have the time. I can
you
do
can-
art and
yeah.
video games without playing them.
I agree.
Same.
I feel the same way here.
Yeah.
You get to experience a lot more horror games that way if you're a pussy about horror games. Because then you can just watch other people play it and not be scared.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Everything scares me, so
Sam,
I'm
you're
like,
so cute.
not.
I said I wouldn't make you watch horror movies this time around, but guess what?
Oh, no.
I love watching people play horror games though, cause like
Isn't it great?
how
You
they
know,
react is just so amazing.
I like watching people who are really chill. Like, they don't get scared easily play horror games. Because, like, I don't know, it just... Because I don't get scared easily either, so I always feel like it's over-exaggerated when people are like, oh my god, what the fuck? And I'm like, it's not... that. Anyways, moving on.
Like that time that you made me play PT.
That was really funny. God,
That's cruel.
you know what, Sophia, though, that was an amazing moment. I was laughing
We have to
so
pause.
hard.
We have to tell this story.
We have to tell
it's
this story.
pretty incredible.
Can I tell it?
And we're close to Halloween on the other, you know.
We're on the
Close-
other
close
side.
We're
enough.
close to Christmas. It's time for scary stories.
Can I tell
Yes,
it?
please, go ahead.
All right. Once upon a time, and this was Lindsay had a PlayStation with PT on it, and
Can you explain what PT
at
is?
the point where we were playing this was after it got taken off the store, right, and all the Kojima,
Fuck Konami.
all that crap went down. So we were in a huge group of like 10 people in my living room playing PT, just because.
And let me add that Simone's house has surround sounds.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
So-
no, we have like a sub bass.
Yeah.
Like
It's a huge screen, like a 60-inch television screen with like surround sound. And for people who don't know me, I can't even watch like mild horror movies. Like Blair Witch Project, when I watched Blair Witch Project, my friends made me watch it, and I had headphones in like half the time because I was like, no, I can't do it. So
you know, the only
everything-
scary part is the very end.
Everything is scary to me. Like, everything is scary to me.
Not
Like,
to
I get
mention-
nightmares. It's awful. Anyway, so they were like, oh, you know the best person to play this game? It's
Sam! Yeah, so we made Sam play it, and
I can't believe you went along with it.
Not to mention it's like super dark. We turned off all the lights.
Yes.
And it was Halloween night.
it was Halloween night, so we were all just, you know, like 10 teenagers playing this game. Derek
Sam
was
play
sitting
this
in
game.
my lap, which was weird. Every time something slightly scary happened, I would like feel his butt clench on my lap, and
Doesn't have to be weird.
And so this was just that time spent. So we were waiting for a couple friends. The only friend that wasn't there yet was Sophia. Sophia, our very good friend. And there was a
windows-
quiet moment.
Yeah.
And there was one of those like creatures, I guess, that's in the game. And I think it was Lindsay that said hello to whatever was at the end of the hall. And then Sophia oh, I should add that the windows were open at this time. Sophia comes from behind and she says, hello, like really loudly through the screen door. And like everybody.
She's yelling. She's like, Happy Halloween!
Yeah, like she was like, Happy Halloween! Well, no, she didn't even say that. She just said, hello, like in her normal, because her voice is pretty loud, right?
Oh,
she just said
Happy
hi.
Halloween.
She didn't say Happy Halloween. She just said hello. And like, I swear, 3 people screamed and Derek's butt clenched so tightly that I thought it turned into a walnut.
Oh my god.
Derek, you're enough. I love
Oh,
watching
Derek,
this.
your ass is great. Anyways.
Wow.
It was just the suspense building up because we hadn't really gotten to a lot of
Yeah, it wasn't
parts
like
yet.
deep into it yet.
Yeah.
It was right on the cusp of reaching into that. And it's just the fact that Lindsay, if it weren't for Lindsay saying hello really quietly, that wouldn't have happened.
It's because I saw her coming. Is what it is.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
did
she
you?
was Yes, there.
I thought you were talking to a character on the screen.
No, because like I heard the car door and we were waiting for her, so I was like, oh, that must be Sophia. So I was looking out. I saw the gate open. I was like, oh, it's Sophia.
Oh my god.
Hi, spooky game. Hello. And then Sophia.
And she just scared the living
God.
daylights out of every single one of us.
That was really funny.
That was
okay.
funny.
That's a good one.
All
That's a
right,
goodie.
moving on. Gwen, do you want to talk about your one cool thing?
Yeah, there was this cool new game that came out. Tyranny. It's a neat little game by Obsidian, which is more of an indie studio. Doesn't really get a lot of attention. I thought I would put it out there because if there are any gamers who like the old RPGs like Baldur's Gate or even know about the Knights of the Old Republic, same studio. They're really good at their RPGs, and I hear this one's really good. So I might just go look it up.
Cool, there's a link to that, to Steam, in the show notes if you're interested. Alright, Simone, do you want to talk about your one cool thing?
Oh yeah,
It's
no.
a cool one cool thing.
Mine.
Strangely relevant.
Oh god, it's sounds so pretentious.
Oh,
But
boy.
I don't even care. Sam made me do it. Let's leave it at that. Okay, so my one cool thing is the Japanese concept of ma, which is basically like the, so our podcast is called Negative Space, which basically means like the space between objects. This is more of like a conceptual version of that, where it's like, you know, it's not a literal space in the drawing or whatever. It's like a sense of space that you get kind of like in your soul. But
So deep.
But it's that, and I thought it was interesting because I was looking at the Wikipedia page for Negative Space just because, you know, we were going to start this podcast up again, and I thought it would be interesting to see any related things, and that was under the related subjects.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a link to the Wikipedia page in the show notes if you want to check that out. Alright, my one cool thing
Oh wow, we
is-
thought that Simone was pretentious.
Oh, please. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I am a fountain pen nerd.
Oh, this.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh,
Sam.
God.
Oh,
Listen,
this.
I mean, I recently got even more into it because Brandon here gave us some fountain pens. So, you know, I've been talking to Brandon about fountain pens. Anyway, so I was looking online and I found this really gorgeous fountain.
We're all shaking our heads right now.
I love-
Just a
Just
little
have
bit.
no
Not
words.
enough to really.
I love, like, the look of copper, just like turned
You know,
copper.
it does look really good.
It just is.
It does look
so
kind of sexy.
It's like, you know, it's like steel
Almost
or
as
like
shiny as your
aluminum, whatever. It's like silver, right? And that's pretty normal. Like you see that all the time. But copper is like pretty unique. Like there's not a lot of stuff like just around that's made of copper. Anyways, yeah. So I love the look of copper, and I was online, just you know, shopping for fountain pens like you do. And I
Oh yeah,
found this-
you know, like you do, Sam. Not like anyone else does.
Yeah. And so there's
Sorry.
this fantastic, this beautiful pen. It's by Kara's Customs, but it's this turned copper fountain pen. So basically, you can mix and match too if you want the grip to be copper. You can make it like they have like anodized aluminum, like all sorts of different colors and stuff. Anyways,
It's like making a lightsaber at Disney World.
exactly.
How much is this going for?
$130.
Oh.
No.
No, I'm not saying no to the price. I'm saying no to you buying it. Don't do it.
I'm not gonna buy this pen.
Today.
No. You know, I might buy this pen like in the future at some point
Like
if
a
I
quick
really,
graduation.
you know, like yeah, like something really nice, or I might ask like maybe for like a gift or something if my parents are like, oh, you know, like you're turning 20, like do you want to? Yeah. Anyway.
You old fuck.
Sorry. So I am not gonna buy it, but I
You're
definitely
wishful thinking.
have been looking at it a lot.
Forever.
It
Hint,
is-
hint.
Yes.
Sam, does this mean you want me to buy you that pen?
No.
I can buy it for you.
Don't buy me.
I'll buy you another one.
Do
I'll
not
you a
buy
better
me.
one.
Do not buy me this $130 fountain pen.
Lindsay,
buy
you
me
want to
100.
split the bill?
We
we
could spend
need to get like 10 people so that it can be just $13 for each person.
Yeah. Down. Anyways, so that
Get a
is-
Kickstarter
Kickstarter
going
for
Kickstarter,
Sam's.
buy my
Sam's-
friend Sam a fountain pen. She doesn't need it. She's not actually like, she even has the money to buy it. But
You just
I don't.
Oh man.
that's dangerous.
What are you doing?
Don't worry.
Lindsay's making a sculpture out of blades over here, so we're just
She's trying to stick half of a scissor.
I
to-
wanted to make a stick figure, but it
when you
wouldn't go
take half of the
into-
scissor off, it's just a knife.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a dull knife.
Don't you ever forget that the half of the scissor is sharp? Like, I cut myself doing that once. I was cleaning glue off the blade of a scissor, and I cut my
Why?
thumb.
It's
I
because the
forgot
other
that it was
side
sharp.
is because the other side isn't
bad
sharp.
idea.
So you think one side is not sharp.
Can we
It's
take a
not
photo
sure.
of
Yeah,
this?
can you take
You're
a
gonna
photo
get
of that?
yourself-
We're gonna put
We're
that
gonna
in the
make
show
that
Link in
the
the
thumbnail
description.
for this.
Yeah.
This is fine art, guys.
You know, if it falls and
The
stabs you in the
vanilla
leg,
bottle's
I'll feel really bad.
Yeah.
But I'll also say it's your fault.
Don't worry. I'm strong.
All right. I think that is all for this week. If you have questions, comments, concerns, you can email
Like,
us.
comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Keyword.
fuckers!
You can visit us you can subscribe on iTunes. That'd be great. You can visit us.
Rate us.
Rate us on iTunes. That would be nice.
I think I
And
peeked on
oh, Lindsay's sticking a
No,
pencil on
No,
it
no,
now.
no.
We'll just take a picture of it.
Yeah, we
Oh,
need
yeah,
it
badly.
before it all falls
Yeah.
apart.
Lindsay.
Here, I got it.
If you have questions,
I'm
comments.
not done, Mom.
So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can email us.
Always fuck me in the
Concerns, like personal
thanks.
concerns, like how Sam is thinking about spending $130 in a fountain pen.
You can email us at negspacepodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, you
and you can also please subscribe on iTunes, leave us a rating. And if you're looking for the show notes, that'll be...
I was gonna say if you want to look at the show notes, you can check in the show notes,
ahead.
but that's obviously
yeah,
not
how it works. You can go to samanthashay.com/negative-space, and
Yeah.
you can find the show notes there.
Oh, no.
And you can see a picture of my beautiful sculpture.
Yeah, you
Yes,
can see
we
a
will
picture
post
of
that.
my
pretty
butt.
Great. Have a good day, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, fuck you.
Farewell. Oh, Gwen.